Welcome back to another video, and today we will check out the Marshall D teach again, but today we will check out a more budget friendly version. As you can see, I skipped the Laboon and I put the Katarina 4 times in because actually I said it in the other video before as well. I'm not a big Laboon fan. I'm also not really playing it that often, and I think also in the video I didn't even play it once. Yeah, I feel like the Laboon is definitely not needed. It feels for me more like a 1000 counter card. And here it's, yeah, the Katarina, which is a 1000 counter card. I try to play her sometimes, but I feel like in general I like the Jesus Burgers way more. He's a really strong card. And also because you want to start with, or like going second, not the first turn, but the second turn. So you're starting with 2, then going to 4 and then to 6. You're usually not playing her so often because she is not on curve. Yeah, so technically it's the same build as the last time, just with a more budgie-friendly version. And I feel like also for the deck, especially like I'm from Germany, so I'm checking out the card market and or checked out the card market, and this card is probably like €2.50 or something, maybe then €3 at some point. But when you play it as a playset, it's just 4 times €3. Then this card is also €3 to €4. You just need it 2 times. Maybe you could also play another card if you're not playing the Laboon. You could also play the big Kaido, or a card which has also 1000 counter power if you want. And if you have 1 or 2 Laboons, you can also put them in here. But I feel like the Katarina costs like nearly nothing, as well as all of the other cards. Like these 2 are the most expensive one. This one increased a little in price. I think it was kind of to €4 for 1 card, but it fell a little down. So it's just I think it's just €2.50 or something at the moment, and all of the other cards are just cents. So I feel like in general the deck is quite budget. So let's start into Black Purple Luffy, and let's check the speed out 1.5. And yeah, I feel like we as a Blackbeard are a little bit in an advantage against this leader, because his win con is usually Moria, which we can counter quite a lot, and he has also some on-play abilities, or like a lot. So I feel like Blackbeard is a little in advantage. Okay, the first hand is not that good. We don't have any starters. Here we at least have the Hashinozo, which is nice. For getting cards into our trash. We always want to get cards in our trash for the Jesus Burgers if we want to go this route. We could also go more on the cost heavy route, especially because we have the Jack in hand. But yeah, we are using also the Searcher, getting the Jesus Burgers, and pass the turn. So the Black Purple Luffy plays his favorite 3-cost card, the Zoro. It's nice for him to ramp up, getting the Lord and searching the Sanji. And we take the first life, 6 into 5. We are 5-cost leader. Also, we don't want to lose our hand size too fast because we need them maybe a little later for our ability, for our on-play ability. We're trashing the Katarina at this point because we are on curve, gaining another 2 cost, 2k counter. We're not using our leader ability at this point. I feel like for 5 cost in general, he also searched like he has 5 turns open. He searched the Sanji, so he probably want to play it, but our Jesus Burgers cannot be KO'd. So I feel like at this turn we probably don't need it, and don't need to trash a card from our hand for the leader ability. Maybe we regret it later. Maybe he's playing a Frankie or something, but I think he plays the Sanji, and then we are good to go for this turn. Yeah, there he is. He cannot KO our Jesus Burgers, and Yeah, probably he tries it a little until he finds out that he cannot use it on Jesus Burgers. That's why it probably takes so long. Yeah, and then he passes the turn. Okay, 6th on turn, so quite important turn here. We need to get rid of some of his cards, otherwise they can get quite dangerous for us. Also, we don't have any blocker. A Katarina would have been nice at this point here. So we can KO the Zoro, quite nice for us. We take the Blackbeard because we don't want to yeah, go straight to the trash. Playing another Jesus Burgers, probably. Oh yeah, maybe first attack and then play the Jesus Burgers. It's like usually a better turn order. Already plus 2000 for our burgers, which is nice. Playing another one, and yeah, using the Hashinozu would have been cool, I think. Getting some cards into the trash is always nice. Maybe get rid of the finger gun. No, we first take the Jack. Probably both cards will not see play in this game because his characters or his yeah, his next turn is a 8 Don turn, so we need to trash a card, and that's why we also need to trash a finger gun and a Jack. But even if we didn't have to, yeah, I feel like because of his leader ability, oh, he's not playing a Moria, which is a little untypical for him. He just goes straight into burgers. He is kind of scared probably that they gain more and more advantage. They function a little as a blocker as well, because you really need to get them down if they're arrested. So yeah, he's using one Don. His character's always gaining another yeah, 1 cost. And probably also why he didn't play the Moria makes sense, because he didn't had any on play ability for this turn. So we got the trigger really nice from our searcher. We draw another 2k and then used it for the next attack, and now we can search and take the second Blackbeard. So now going 9 into 6, he probably counters out because he needs this card for sure. Otherwise he will have a problem soon. No, he's not countering out of it. Quite lucky for us. So maybe, yeah, we're KOing the Law so he cannot go another attack into us in the next turn, and then we are trashing the Stronger for our leader ability, and we are quite safe for Moria again. He cannot ramp up in this turn. We have 2 Jesus Burgers on the field, which is quite nice. Still 3 life. So he probably will go this turn for our rested Jesus Burgers. Makes sense, because otherwise next turn he even have maybe plus 5000, so a 10,000 character. And he has a like really big hand size. Yeah, let's see what he's doing. Attaching 1 Don, 6 into life. Okay, we're getting another Blackbeard, really nice. So he has 9 Don left. Playing Bon Clay, okay. Always nice for the big Blackbeard to counter him. Playing Frankie is also nice for him. Said that he cannot use the on-player ability, but at least the blocker. And yeah, I think we just start with swinging into life. It's nice that Frankie is just a 5000 blocker, so really cool for us. We can just swing with our leader and getting the first card out of his hand. 10 into life. He has 1 Don open, so he probably has a Gum Giant. Yeah, there's the Gum Giant. He's using it. Losing 2 Don. Using it 1 time is always nice in a turn, because you're gaining the 2 Dons next turn already back. He's trashing a Kaido. Yeah, he probably will not need it. Our Jesus Burgers cannot be KO'd, and 10,000 in second time into life, and then we can play the Blackbeard. Also he gave us the Black Maria counter. We yeah, make his Bonclay cannot attack in the next turn, so he cannot attack us randomly with 12,000, and he probably will leave his blocker open. So yeah, I think we are in a big advantage here. Still 2 lives left, so yeah, I feel like at this point we probably already won. He cannot do much anymore. Yeah, it's quite hard. Especially because we trashed another card, so he cannot use on-player abilities. So what will he do? I think there's not much to do. Maybe he could play 2 blockers, 2 Frankie. Maybe a 2-cost, sometimes they play. I also played a Shiki. Maybe something like this, but then he lost just straight 3 cards in the next turn. He gave one Don to his Bonclay. He forgot that he cannot attack, and yeah, and he lost. Look at his hand. He had 2 Morias. He couldn't play it because of our unplayability. Really nice that we blocked them. He had a 2k counter, the Luffy, but the Luffy wouldn't get any rush, so also kind of like unlucky in this point. The Sanji cannot KO anything. Yeah, he was in a really bad spot. He couldn't win out at this later. So we put our camera back here. I'm always forgetting about this. Okay. Plus 1.5. We can decide which turn we want to take. We take the second turn for sure. We have a Blackbeard in hand, quite nice. And yeah, going for the Searcher, we probably take the Katarina. Yeah. I mean, the Searcher, the Lafitte third one would have been also nice. Playing a lot of Searchers is always good because they also function a little like blockers. So if he not have any low-cost characters, it feels like, yeah, like the Brook for example, feels kind of sad if he can attack with the Brook into the Lafitte, but otherwise if you're just playing high-cost characters, it feels always nice because otherwise the characters would have went into life. Yeah, so he goes actually 7 into 1 cost. I don't know, he maybe just wanted to use that on because even 5 would have been enough. We're thinking about taking another Searcher, but we take the 2-Don going straight into his life because he can make us -1 power, so just 6, and then he can counter out, but anyways he takes the first life, especially with 5 life leader. It's yeah, kind of easy if you're not going for 5 into life. Usually they take it with 6 or 7. Then we're playing the Doc Q. I mean, we didn't have any other good options, and I feel like the Doc Q is like a good standard character. So yeah, why not? Also at this point, just remember, I forgot to say about the Decklist. You could also play more Vasco shots. I feel like, especially at the beginning, you want to have some blocker, and you could also go for 4 Vasco shots and maybe going only 2 Katarinas or something like this. So he's playing a Zoro. He's playing quite a different build than usually for a Shanks player. He's playing more an aggro build, which is quite dangerous for Blackbeard. You usually don't want to have so much rush and push at the beginning. You want to stall a little until you have your big Blackbeards. This is like the idea behind the leader teach. So yeah, I feel like this kind of leader is even stronger into us. So yeah, we're trying to get rid of the board. I forgot about the leader ability, which hurts a lot. 5 cost attack for free, which is yeah, really sad at this moment. I was thinking about playing the Fanauga, so at least we can get rid of the Zoro. We also could have used our leader ability last time, but I feel like, especially for the rush version, they usually play a little later characters with a lot of on-play ability. Okay, yeah, so we KO'd the Zoro, his turn. We used the on-play, the black hole, the block for on-play ability for him. Okay, he used actually quite funny, he used the event from Ace, which is an attack he used in the anime for attacking Blackbeard, and he used it for attacking into us. We let the Van Ogre go, he is way too big. And probably, yeah, we needed two cost characters, it's too much for sure. And we also draw a card from Van Ogre, so it's nice. So now he probably pushes into life with both Brook. Also he knows we cannot counter. We cannot attack back next turn because our Van Ogre is too squishy. He doesn't have any power whatsoever. Yeah, so now we're in an 8 Don turn. Thinking about using the Katarina. This is also a little sad because the Katarina is a 5-cost character and the Jesus Burgers is a 4-cost, so usually you want to play in this time 2 characters. Would have been nice if we could have played out 2 Jesus Burgers or a Katarina and a Jesus Burgers, but at the moment we can only play one of like one or just the Katarina or the Jesus Burgers. So I'm thinking about using the Hashinozo, which is really good, taking the Vesco shots, so we can play an additional blocker, which is really good against these pushy characters. And then we probably play the Katarina to stall even longer, so we have a 6-cost blocker, making it as a blocker, and a 2-cost blocker. Then we're trashing the Jesus Burgers, because in the next 2 turns we're playing the black the Marshall D teach, and we still have our Van Ogre open, so maybe he's playing a 1-cost or something, I don't know, using the leader ability, so he did a misplay, he cannot search with Uta, so we can KO next turn the Uta with the Van Ogre. Oh, excuse me. And 2 Lucky Room, okay. It's quite funny that he plays Lucky Room. Is a cool card, especially because he can KO sadly our Katarina, but it's probably not as useful in a pushy, in a kind of pushy deck like he wants to play, or at least it seems like he's playing like a rush deck. Yeah, so now we can attack with the Katarina first. Yeah, because he will counter for sure and then just KO our Katarina. Which is a little sad. Also he has 2, so he can also KO our second blocker. But we left the Van Ogre open because we don't need to KO our, the opponent Uta. So, yeah. Maybe he would have KO'd the Van Ogre. So maybe he's blocking out. No, he takes the life. Okay, it's fine for us. He cannot give -1000 because we nullified his ability, which is quite nice. We trashing the Van Ogre, and so he cannot use on-play abilities again, which is really nice for us. I mean, if he has a rush character like Zoro, for example, or Dragon, he can rush anyways, but at least there is no extra benefit from it. Yeah, there's a Zoro, 3-cost, really nice for pushing into our life. So let's see, he still have 7 dons, so if we block the Zoro, he can still goes with, he still can go with 7 into our Blackbeard if we block it, but no, we just go straight into our leader. So we're using a Vesco shot because he can KO it anyways with the Lucky Roo next turn. No need to, yeah, actually keep it. Also, our hand size is quite precious, so we need to have some card in hand for using our leader ability. So now the next one we are blocking, and then he's maybe playing another Lucky Roo, I don't know. Yep, another Lucky Roo. So we can try to search getting more characters into our trash, and really lucky we get another Blackbeard. This is what you want to see. Card in trash, another Blackbeard, always nice. We can KO the Uta this time. We're thinking about stopping the Zoro, but it's probably nice to have the Zoro and blocking one of the Lucky Roos. So yeah, just go 5 into 5. You can counter out or give us a 1 cost. Ooh. I don't know why I'm so sleepy at the moment. Oh, he just lets it go, crazy. I'm really not sure why. Maybe he thought his life cards are more important or his Lucky Roos as a blocker. But yeah, I mean, he's in a bad position anyways now. No on-play effects again, so if he don't start to play like big characters, he will get a big problem because our Blackbeard blocker will block anything in the future. Nice, we can draw a card, a Katarina, we take this definitely. Because also kind of like a tip for you. Usually Blackbeard is like you want to start a game and going into a later game where you can play your Blackbeards all over again. So usually you want to have 2 or 3 in your hand and then you can start playing them, and usually your board looks like mine now. You just have the Blackbeards then left. Maybe you have a Jesus Burgers, but usually just the Blackbeards. But then there's always the point, or the where it always starts to happen that you don't have any Blackbeards anymore. Like you maybe play 2, you lost already 1 because they played kind of smart and they tag into your Blackbeards, and you maybe also just have 1 life or something, and then always remember you need some additional characters to play afterwards. So it's nice to have the Katarina or even a Jesus Burgers, or Van Augur, so you can at least have some other characters which can push for something. Because if you only have counters, of course it's nice that you can counter out of a Blackbeard, but it's sometimes quite sad if you then are just left with 2 Blackbeards for the next 2 or 3 turns. Of course you can push everything into your leader and go into life, but sometimes sometimes they just don't have any, they just have some blockers, so you cannot just go 10 or 15 into life. Okay, I talked a little too much, that's why I pushed a little back. So we're using the Lucky Roo to go into life. We blocked the first one, and maybe he left the other one open. He goes with the Shanks leader into life, we take it, and there is a finger pistol. Really nice. Getting rid of the second Lucky Roo. He did a slightly misplay. He should have attacked with the Lucky Roo always first with his normal characters and then with the leader last. Especially also because his leader was the higher amount of power. So yeah, he lost the Lucky Roo. He couldn't attack with his... Anyways, we could have countered out, but still. We're playing another Blackbeard out, quite strong. Carrying a Lucky Roo, so also his second, or his last Lucky Roo, his last blocker is gone. And now we can go 12 into life. He needs to take it. We are using our Hashinozo. Yeah, throwing our Katarina away. Taking another 2k, because at this point we still have 3 Blackbeards. We need to trash 1 card anyways. So he could go 15 into one of our Blackbeards, which is probably a good call at this point, but we have 2 anyways. We could just go with 1 next round into life, and also with his leader, with our leader into his leader. Then playing, oh, he's playing a building snake. Then going with our leader. So probably one times 12,000, one time 15,000. So his next 2 lives are gone. Okay, there's the second time the Ace event. And another building snake. Okay, he really want to get our Blackbeard down. Which is, yeah, a good idea for sure. Like, he needs to get rid of them, and using a lot of the characters is a really good idea, but now he makes a big misplay. Our character is at 9 and he attacks with 10, and we have 1 card in hand. So what could it be? Of course it's a 2 cost, a 2k character, 2 counter. Yeah, and he technically lost at this point, because if he could have KO'd the Blackbeard, that would have been really strong. But he couldn't, so yeah, we kept all of our 3 Blackbeards, and at this point only 2 cards in hand. He only played a Luffy, I don't know why, and yeah, he lost that turn. I mean, at the end the stack build seems like he didn't really play high cost characters, which is strong for the early game, but I feel like at least you should have played maybe a dragon or something. Of course, like maybe he's just playing 3, or he didn't draw into them, or maybe he's even playing dragon and something else, and the Shanks or something, but he just didn't draw it. I mean, could be unlucky, but his deck build looked like more like a early game pushy deck. A little like Sanji. I feel like maybe his deck would have been stronger if he played the character in Sanji and not in, yeah, Shanks. Okay, so let's go to the third one. I have 4 gameplays in total. This one is a little interesting because we play against the Kid. Is not a new character, it's from the structure deck, ST10 I think. But this leader was, yeah, kind of unplayable, I would say, but now he got a little support, and yeah, that's why some people try to play him. He's actually not that bad. Of course he's not a meta leader, but I feel like it looks like quite fun. I also saw that 1 Kid top deck at top deck at One Piece top deck, the website, where you can see a lot of the high winning deck list, but didn't really play the Kid Pirates. It played only like red purple Luffy, so I'm not so sure about it, but anyways. Okay, yeah, he attacked into our life. We took the first one. We played the Hashinozo, which is always nice to have at the beginning. He played the Kid, and we got the Ice Age trigger. Really nice. Can KO the 3 cost Kid, because it's also a kind of strong card, especially for him. Let's check out what the okay, we're searching the Blackbeard. Quite nice to have 2 Blackbeards, but you also need to remember not to block or clog up your hand with a lot of Blackbeard. There he is. Okay, add the top card of your life to your hand. If your leader has Kid Pirates type, add 1 Dawn card. So he's ramping and he's taking the first life, which is nice for him, because then he can go faster into his bonus leader ability effect to gain plus 2000 if you're returning 1 Dawn. Okay, our 4 Dawn turn. We're using the Hashinozo, taking a 2 cost counter card and playing a Jesus Burgers. We're going into life. He gives us the Ben Beckman. We always now need to remember to use our leader ability, because also the Kid is playing a lot of on-play abilities. So yeah, we turn the Dawn, the turn back to our opponent. Already plus 1000 for our Jesus Burgers. Quite nice to see this. Our hand size is a little low, but at least we have the Hashinozo for searching. Okay, so he's going 6 into life. We give him the 2k counter. Now 6 again. Yeah, we take the life because we also cannot counter out, and it's also nice to gain a card. So now we are doing big searching actions. We're playing 2 Lafittes, searching another Jesus Burgers, and now I'm thinking about taking even a third one and playing it because we still have 2 down left. We also attacked with our leader. We don't need more, and we can take another Jesus Burgers if we want to for turn 8, which would have been also quite strong. But we take the Van Ogre because we need to search. Actually, I feel like a small misplay at this point. We should have taken the Jesus Burgers, throw the Katarina away and for the Hashinozo, and then use the Van Ogre, which we searched from the Hashinozo, for our leader ability. Okay, so he got a trigger. He used oh, we couldn't use it. We needed to throw then the Vesco shot away for our leader ability. Would have been also fine at this point, because if we use the black hole again and then next turn we can play 2 Jesus Burgers and still have a lot of searcher, would have been also really nice. But I feel also at this turn, at this point, I think he probably can KO 1 or even 2. So we need 1 down already for the searcher. So maybe it would have been better to keep the Katarina as I think about it now, because the Katarina is a 5-cost character, so we can then use 2 down for our leader ability, because we couldn't play 2 Jesus Burgers anyway. So okay, maybe it wasn't a big play mistake. Maybe it was kind of fine, but I feel like we maybe could have trashed the Katarina, trashed the Jesus Burgers instead of the Katarina. So now he's playing the Hitokiri Kamaso, which is really strong card here at this point for him, because he can KO now one of our 1-cost, going into our Jesus Burgers, KO it also, and yeah, we can search now 2 times again, which is quite nice. But we will not achieve anything at this point. And we got the black hole, the liberation, which is nice. So we can KO his. Also, it's a 2k counter. The 4-cost character. So also quite nice to get rid of a 2-cost. So another Blackbeard, okay. And at this point we cannot take another Blackbeard. It would just have been, yeah, too much. We cannot have 4 Blackbeards in hand at this point. So it's kind of sad to see that 1 Blackbeard is going under our deck, but on the other hand better than going into our trash. And also with 3 Blackbeards I think we kinda we're in a good position, I would say. Also just 3, still 3 lives left. We're trashing the Katarina because we will not need it now anymore. Is yeah, fine, I would guess. Okay, so we use the black hole. He's playing another 2-cost character, a 2k counter. I'm not so sure about this play here, because I feel like the Hitokiri is better as a 2k than on the field, and we will not use them anyways, because he knows that we have 2 Blackbeards in hand, because we searched 2 of them, I feel like. So at least he knows that we have 1 in hand for sure, and we will always play them. Maybe he's not so familiar with Blackbeard. Maybe somebody else would have played it a little different. We also could have played the Katarina, the Jesus Burgers, and used the Searcher. But I feel at this point maybe it makes no sense to yeah, really play the 2k counter. So we make that he cannot attack with the 2k counter, so he maybe attacks with the blocker and then he cannot block out next turn. We trash the Katarina for the Hashinozo, take another Katarina, and then maybe trash the Katarina again. Yeah. So now he is in a good spot, I would say. He has 2 characters on the field. We just have the Blackbeard, so he now needs to think about how to get rid of the Blackbeard at this point of life. And yeah, what will he do? He cannot play. Yeah, he cannot play on-play abilities this turn, which is, yeah, I think also a problem for him. I'm not sure what he has in hand, but usually they also play something like Edward Newgate, which is always a good choice and good on-play ability. Maybe what else could he play? The 7-cost kit. Also quite nice, but cannot use the on-play ability, and I think the best card would have been Shanks probably at this time. So 5 into life, he just wanna poke us a little. We will just use the Jesus Burgers maybe, I don't know. Yeah, we're checking if we have even more Jesus Burgers in our deck. Yeah, we can afford to lose one, maybe we can draw it later again, and there is the Edward Newgate. So we use the Hashinozo because we definitely don't need the Ice Age. We want to have a counter or something like a card that we can trash and also get some more cards into trash. So we attack with our leader first. Maybe he gives us the blocker and then we can go into his blocker. We could have also used the Blackbeard to go directly into life. Maybe he would have gave us the blocker directly. Maybe this was a little misplay from my side. Maybe I should have attacked with Blackbeard first, but I felt like I really want to get the blocker. Yep, so now using the black hole again. He cannot use the on-play effects again, and his Edward Newgate cannot attack, which is also really nice. So at this point, what can he do? He maybe could go into Blackbeard or play something like Dragon, maybe. I think he went all done. Yeah, I'm counting. He can definitely still KO one of our Blackbeards, and I took the life because I wanted to get maybe another 2k, which would have been really nice because he can now KO one of our Blackbeards if we decided to block or not. And yeah, he uses a 2-cost event which gives him plus 5000, which is quite a lot. So yeah, we cannot counter out from an 18,000 attack, even with another 2-cost. At this point, maybe I should have, maybe I shouldn't have attacked last turn with the Blackbeard, so it would have stayed alive. But this is always like a hard decision, like when should you attack and when should you keep the characters on the board. So I'm thinking about attacking now into the 4-cost character with the hard name. Because it's always like some small pokes which will lose us some cards out of our hand. Yep, so now we're playing the 3rd Blackbeard, KOing his 4-cost. And we didn't use our Searcher, which is, definitely a misplay here. I should have searched more for the next Blackbeard. Maybe it's still sticking on the bottom of the deck, but just to try to get the next card, because next turn we are there where I warned you before. We are at the point where we don't have any Blackbeards anymore and we need to play something else, and we only have one Jesus Burgers. So if he goes now into our Blackbeard and we need to counter out with all 3 of our cards, we have a problem. So he goes into life and we should take it. Another trigger, really nice, taking another Burgers. Really cool. And we take the counter for sure. Also, I think we couldn't take the other cards. And yeah, just 7 into life, so he can use the blocker if he wants to, but he probably takes the life. And now we can play 2 Jesus Burgers, really nice. Our trash is so full of cards. They will probably get plus 7,000, it's crazy. 12,000 cards. Yeah, should we use our leader ability at this turn? Hard decision, but it's probably better to use it because we will probably win next round anyways. And we have 2 blockers open, like our 2 teach, and then our Jesus Burgers get another 1,000 life. Power, of course, not life. So yeah, at this turn we are in a really good position. He has 3 attacks and we have 2 blocker and a life. We just need to be careful that he maybe has a rush character, which is always kind of risky. Maybe a dragon. And let's see what he is doing. Yeah, he needs to figure out how to attack first. I probably would take a teach. So now he can attack with the blocker law with 7, and we have a problem. Because if he has a rush card, then yeah, he will do it this way. If he has a rush card, we are in a big problem. We maybe shouldn't use the stronger. So we took the life, which was probably a misplay. So now he goes 7 into life. We blocked out of it, really nice, and there is the Goldie Roger, like the worst card he could have played. I mean, like probably any other card we could have blocked out at this moment, but he had the one and only Goldie Roger. He may be only playing 1 card anyways, I don't know, a 1 off or maybe a 2 off, but he saved it for a long time, and here it is. So we lost. Couldn't play, or we could have done it better at this situation, but he could have also shared the Don a little different. He could have gave Kid like 2 Don more and then attacked with oh no, then he couldn't. Oh no, he still could. He could have used the leader R to gain plus 2,000 and just go straight into life. It's like, yeah, this would have been a tough decision. We maybe needed then, like at this point he attacked with the Newgate, we block with the Teach. Then if he used him with 7 Don, and we didn't use our leader ability last turn, so we have 2,000 counter. We decided to counter out this. If we didn't counter out, we could have countered out this one, because he can only make 1 more than 7,000. And then he can only attack with the other one. We counter out, still have 1 life, and then we block with the Teach. So yeah, we could have won if we didn't use the leader ability. So this was a big misplay from our side, but really hard to foresee like what will happen in this turn. Like, yeah, kind of tough decision, I would say. Okay, so here's the last gameplay for today. 1.5. Our hand looks kind of fine. We will go second, which is quite nice. Did he decide to go second? Oh yeah, he decided to go first. It's funny that he go first. I thought they Black Purple Luffy always want to go second, but I'm also not a big Black Purple Luffy expert, so maybe there's kind of like a new build or something. We're playing the Lafitte always early game searcher, really nice. Acts like a blocker because he needs to go for sure into him. Yeah, nice. So he cannot go into life. We basically just switch to Don for a search, like even, like we played one character, get one character and a blocker. So even better feels like than the 2-cost blocker Vesco shot. So he's playing the Zoro, probably the best card for him as a 3-down turn. You always want to see it as a black-purple Luffy, as a red-purple Luffy. So 7 into life, he probably takes the first life. Nope, he gives us a 2k, quite nice for us, the Sanji is gone. We're playing the Vesco shots so we don't get too many hits in the early. He's playing a Bon Clay. At this point we could have used our leader ability, but it feels always like that the red-purple Luffy is kind of weak in the early game, and usually, yeah, only the Bon Clay is the real on-play ability character. Everything else comes in a 7 or 8 cost or Don turn. Okay, we block out with the Vesco shot, so we still have 5 lives. We're using the Searcher for another Jesus Burgers. 5 into Zoro, we maybe could have used another Don and played the Jesus Burgers, but I feel like at this point I wanted to play the Katarina for an additional blocker. I mean, we still have 5 lives, so it's like a tough decision. Would you go for a Katarina or would you go for a Jesus Burgers? I feel like in this situation it would have been better if we get rid of the Zoro and went into the Jesus Burgers, but also, yeah, good that we used a Black Hole or leader ability. But also the Zoro, Juro, is only a 4000 power character. So he needs to use a Don to go 5 into life. So yeah, he's not even using it this turn, so it wasn't a real big misplay. So now he's using his character. I'm just checking if Luffy has rush or not, so it doesn't have rush actually. So we block out with the Katarina, we giving a 2000 counter Shuraya. I think this is his name, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure how you pronounce the name. So now we can play 2 Jesus Burgers if we want to. But then we would go really low in hand size, and the problem is he has 3 characters and this leader. So maybe we actually use the Jack to KO one of his characters, and then the Jack also acts a little like a blocker because he probably wanna KO the Jack, otherwise the Jack starts to KO his characters. Yeah, 6 into life, also quite nice. We could use the Katarina for a banish, which would have been also cool, but I was a little scared that he takes our whole board away. Also, we don't have a Blackbeard in hand, which is a little sad for next turn. Also because we are at a 10-don turn next turn, so we technically need to have a Blackbeard. That's why also the Jack was a good play, so we can trash one, draw one. Hashinozo is fine, but yeah, a little too late for a big search. So he's playing the Yasuo, also nice for him, but he's not getting the plus 1000. So we only have 2 cards in hand, which is quite nice for us. So we need to KO something in the best case. But yeah, he didn't attack with the Bon Clay, the Yasuo is just played, and the problem is like his Luffy is way too big. Also he has 1 Don open, so probably a Gum Gum Giant. So here I did a small misplay again. I should have attacked with the Blackbeard first, and then went with the Katarina and the Banish. So now he's giving me a 2-cost character, and yeah, we didn't achieve anything, kinda sad. And if we attack now with the Blackbeard, which we probably do, and play the 2 Jesus Burgers, he will get the card, so other way around would have been way better. Yeah, so 6 into life. He takes it because it's not worth the Gum Gum Giant. And we can play the Hashinozo. Yeah, just take a Doq probably. play the 2 burgers. Already plus 3000, which is quite nice. Use the leader ability, so now we have 0 cards in hand, which is a little scary. Especially at this point, his board looks quite good. Would have been better if we had some KOing effect, especially for the Bon Clay. So now he's playing the Ben Backman. He's in a good position at this moment. He cannot use the Ben Backman, but anyways. 10 cost into life, and there is a Blackbeard. Really nice for us. We need to take 2 lives, which is a little sad. We ditch the Hashinoso, use the leader ability, get rid of the Ice Age, and play out our Blackbeard so he cannot attack into it. So now we need to KO the Yasop because he just have too many characters on board. Question is, will he counter out or will he not counter out? No, he lets it go. So it's sad that we cannot go into Luffy. I would love to just go 10 into 10 and yeah, get a card out of his hand. But yeah, our Jesus Burgers is not strong enough, so I just end the turn here. And not use the other burgers, because otherwise he would just go into 2 burgers and we would lose too many cards. And yeah, we didn't achieve anything. So we use the Black Hole again. He cannot use on-play abilities also for this turn. He just goes 7 into life. We probably, yeah, we just need to take it. We are just happy that he's not attacking into our burgers. He's going 9 into life. Yeah, this is a hard decision. So we block it with the Blackbeard, and as he cannot attack with the Luffy, we take the last life and we sadly use the trigger. I just misread it, that he cannot KO something. Yeah, and he now used everything in his Luffy. Quite sad. We both did a big misplay. I just trashed a card for nothing and he just used 6 ton for nothing as well. So yeah, kinda even misplayed at this point, I would say. Maybe he just did it for me, but I don't think so. Yeah, now we have the Searcher, which is quite nice. Also for gaining extra power for our Burgess. So I was thinking, should I attack first? He still has 1 Dawn open. Looks like a Gum Giant, so we go 12 into life first. He just takes the first life. And now we will trash 1 card for additional, yeah, take the burgers, why not, for additional power for our burgers. And now the Searcher as well. We cannot use the Blackbeard anyways. I used the Hashinoso first because I thought maybe we can get another Blackbeard, which would have been also really strong. But at this point he only has 1 life, so we maybe just need to go into life. Yeah, so this is a tough decision. Like, both Burgess are 10,000 characters and he is a 6,000 leader. So the question is, will he use his Gum Giant, and how many 2-cost characters does he draw or has he in hand at the moment? So we go 14 first, so even if he uses the Gum Giant, he needs 2 additional 2-cost characters. Yeah, and he is not using the Gum Giant. So now we going 14 again. And then we can still go 6 with our leader in the end. Yeah, and he didn't even had a Gum Giant. Was just a bait, so always make sure that you yeah, just keep in mind. I mean, you couldn't know it because I think he didn't even know used even 1 Gum Giant or Radical Beam. But this deck definitely plays this card sometimes, especially like most of the leaders play the Radical Beam, and some even play the Gum Gum Giant. So yeah, always make sure that you take it in mind, and that's why you need to think about how to attack, that you don't play directly or too easy into Gum Gum Giant, like attacking maybe with just 3000 plus. Then yeah, think about like Gum Gum Giant makes plus 4000, or even the Radical Beam. It's better to at least use plus 4000 into the leader. Okay, but he also had the Gear 5 Luffy, the secret rare, which is also kind of strong. So yeah, lucky that we didn't have to face it this time. Yeah, but this was the last gameplay. So let's go back to the Blackbeard and put my cam on the bottom. Yeah, so I feel like it's still a really strong decklist, even without Laboon. I feel like the Katarina, I tried to use it in some point. Maybe that's why it cost me a little more. It's definitely not the best card, especially because it's an odd card, like an odd number card. If it would have been a 4 cost, then it would have been way stronger, but then yeah, it's like 6 cost for 6000 4 cost character, and then with the main ability it would have been too strong, I feel like. So yeah, probably that's why they made it a 5 cost, and yeah, it's just an odd number. Maybe you could just play it as a 2 off or 3 off and just as a counter. Jesus Burger is, in my opinion, a stronger card, especially because of the it cannot be KO'd effect. You could also argue about the Ice Age. Maybe you don't need 3, maybe you can cut it down to 2 and play another Liberation, which is also a strong card, but I don't like the trigger so much. Just negating the effects of an opponent is sometimes can be really clutch, especially against the Shanks, for example, which makes minus 1000 to every character, but in general I like the finger pistol or finger gun way more. Yeah, but anyways, thank you for watching the video. I hope you liked it. I hope you got a small idea on Laboon, and that it's not that important, I feel like, and about Blackbeard and Teach in general. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and see you in the next one. Bye.